Hello, everyone. Welcome to a not Patrick party night. Hey, we're here, and it's not Patrick party night. That's okay. We're going to do some fun demos tonight. I've got a couple of fun things to show you. We're going to wait for a couple seconds while people are jumping on. And thank you for joining me on what is this, Tuesday night? Feels like Wednesday night. Tuesday night. It's Tuesday. It's not Monday. Throwing everybody off. Everybody. Because it's not Monday and it's not Patchwork Party. So thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Karin and I am here at Sew and Save tonight, and have I got some fun things to show you tonight. Yes, so thank you for joining me even though it's not Patchwork Party. We're going to kind of do a itty bitty mini patchwork party. How does that sound? I'm going to show you a couple new things. I'm going to show you some demos, and then we'll have drawings for gift cards. So please be sure to like us and share us. Make sure you comment, say hey, so that we know you're out there. And please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So Barbara Watson said hello. Katrina
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Charlene.
Lots of people saying hi. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, Janet. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Karen Woodall.
Karen Woodall, how are ya? Thanks for joining. Yeah.
Hansen.
Oh, Judy Hansen. Hello.
Kathleen Rockow.
Hey, Kathy Rackow. How are ya?
Fran Steinbrenner.
Fran. Good to see ya, Fran. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. So we're kind of doing, like I said, a little mini patchwork party on a non-patchwork party night. And tonight, if you like us, share us, and be sure to join our YouTube channel so that you can watch this anytime. Go back and watch this again and again in case you're going to do the project, in case you do the project later on. And we're going to try, and we're just going to kind of get started here because we've got quite a few little things to show you. Not quite as much as a patchwork party night, but quite a few things. So again, be sure to like us and share our video tonight, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and be sure to comment below. If you have any questions, just shout them out. It's just me and Joe here tonight, so he will holler if there's a question. And
Karen Woodall shared. And then,
excellent. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate that so much.
A couple
Yeah.
shared too.
Perfect. Yay.
Joy Buck says,
Yeah.
hi Karen, thank you for joining.
Hi. You're welcome. Thank you for joining and watching. We really appreciate it because we have some pretty things to show you tonight. Are we ready to start doing it?
Let's do it.
Joe's ready to do it. Well, like I said, I'm going to show you some new things, and then I have some super deals on a couple other things. And everything that you see tonight, I put in the Patchwork Party section of our website just to make it easy for you because you're used to shopping in that area. So everything you see tonight is in the Patchwork Party section. It's already marked down on sale because some things are different sale prices than others. And that way you don't need a coupon code tonight. No coupon code, no PP20, because it's really not Patchwork Party. So, but check out the Patchwork Party section because everything that I show you tonight will be on all week long. And they'll be on sale all week long for you. So in case you don't see us right away on Tuesday and you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook again later on in the week, you can still get those deals. So no coupon code, but check out the Patchwork Party section of our website for all the things that I'm showing you tonight. They're already marked down, already on sale. So let's get started. The big thing that I wanted to show you tonight is this beautiful line of fabric. People have been waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm going to let Joe get a nice close-up of all of this. This is Corey Yoder's new line of fabric. It is called Buttercup and Slate, and it's so pretty. I was working with it over the weekend and today, and it's just like when I'm sewing with it, it's just like bringing sunshine right into the house because it's just so bright and happy and pretty. And don't worry, girls that don't like bright things. We have some dark things coming in too. So for the girls who like to go to the dark side, we'll have some things for you too. So it's not all bright and happy things. Yep, so I'm going to have Joe come in and take a close look. It's this row and that row down here. Beautiful yellows and oranges and the slate colors. And Sherry Wallen today was telling me that on the salvage of the bolts of fabric, if you're and I haven't watched the movie, so I didn't know, but if you're a fan of The Princess Bride, apparently the name of the Princess Bride is Buttercup. And on each of the salvages, it will tell you, I can't see it if it's on this one. They're on every one, but apparently one of the phrases that's repeated a lot in the movie is "as you wish." So on the salvage, on every salvage, it says "as you wish." So if you have one of those little patterns that you use the salvages for to make your project, this would be a great salvage to cut up and use because it says "as you wish." So if I haven't seen The Princess Bride, so I don't know. Joe, have you seen The Princess Bride?
Not recently. A lot of people are saying it's very pretty and gorgeous.
Yes, this is so happy fabric. Very happy, happy fabric. So we have the entire line. We have, as you can see, we have, again, you might want to just show it up close again so everybody can see it really well. If anybody wants to see any particular one, that's just, the flowers are so pretty, the colors are so happy, even the grays. So even if you do kind of go to the dark side, you can use some of the grays in the line and make something really, really super pretty with that as well. So that's the entire line. We've got them all, and we've got some duplicates of some of the bolts, so we're not going to run out really quick. I also we have fat quarter packs. So we have this beautiful fat quarter pack. There's 34 fabrics in the line. So there's quite a few fabrics in this line. This time we have layer cakes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jelly rolls. Yes. And I'll show you some projects that we've done, as well as charm packs. So if you can't choose which fabrics you like, don't forget your 3-yard quilt books. Go into that and grab, all you need is 3 bolts of this, or 3 yards of this, and you can make a quilt. So I know there's a lot to choose from, but they're all pretty. I want them all. So again, we have fat quarter packs. We have half-yard packs. Look at this half-yard pack. Ooh, isn't that pretty? And all of the other pre-cuts that go along with it. This weekend we worked on a jelly roll quilt, and this is called, and now it just went onto my brain, here's our jelly roll quilt. It's called Jelly Sticks. We haven't had time to get it quilted yet, but it uses a jelly roll, some background, and a border, and we have kits for that right here. So your kit comes with the pattern, and I know you're going to ask me what size this is. I can see it on the back of the pattern. I have some just patterns. So it comes with the pattern, background, border, binding, and the jelly roll to make the front of your quilt. So really, really pretty. I'm going to set that right there, and let me tell you what size it is. So it's a nice lap size, and it's right here. So it is 56 by 68. And you need 3 3/4 yards of backing. So if you're ordering tonight, because all of these are in the Patchwork Party section of the website, already discounted for you. So when you shop tonight, you get the discounted price. And the rest of the week, if you have to think about it, you can come in and shop or shop right online. So again, the quilt is 56 by 68, and you need 3 3/4 yards of backing. Okie dokie, that's that. So we made that quilt. Then I also used the charm pack and made this really cute yellow brick road, mini yellow brick road table runner. And this is, don't ask me how long this is. This is 12.5 by 40 inches long. 12.5 by 40. It uses a charm pack. And binding and backing comes in your kit. We did not include the pattern in this kit because a lot of you already have this pattern. It's kind of a good basic pattern to have in stock because all you need is a jelly roll or a charm pack, some binding and a backing. And I made this, and I had enough charm pack pieces to put on the back of my table runner, so it kind of made a cute little scrappy back. So I used the charms that I didn't use in the front on my back to make that look cute too. So this is the pattern, Mini Brick Road it's called. It also has a pattern. Inside the pattern there are also 2 placemats and a doll quilt. So it's a great little pattern to have in stock if you don't have one in already. So the kits just come with the fabric, and the pattern on this one is sold separately. So really sweet, fun. You can get it done in the weekend. I just did a very simple quilting, just kind of went diagonally through my squares to quilt it up, and that's all it really needs because it just shows off your fabric. So fun. It is such a cute fabric. If you have a charm pack at home, it's all you need to make this little project. So it doesn't even have to be this.
People are liking it.
Yeah, it's really fun, simple to do. You take your charm pack, you divide it up, you cut some in one way, some in another way, you sew them back together, and nothing has to match. There's no points. It's just a great scrappy little project. So it's stress-free because you have no points and nothing has to match.
Some people are
So it's so good.
It's inconceivable that we haven't seen The Princess Bride.
Okay, guess what we're doing this weekend?
Actually, I have seen that.
Did you see it?
I have seen it.
Who's in it? Watch. It says,
I don't know.
he is.
I wouldn't know who's in it. We have seen it.
We have seen it? Okay. Well, we'll watch it again this weekend.
No.
Do they have spaceships in it? Joe only likes movies with spaceships and aliens. That's what we watch. Absolutely. So when I'm in my sewing room this weekend, I'm going to put it on because that way he doesn't have to watch it. All right. So you've seen this fabric. So back here is what is left of what is called Springbrook. This was Corey Yoder's previous line of fabric. And if you kind of look, you can kind of see how pretty it's going to kind of match up with the new fabric that you just got. So if you've been collecting this, now you can kind of add this to your collection, and they kind of work together, although the new line doesn't have any blues in it. But certainly all of these with the grays and the yellows, all will kind of work in with this new line. So this fabric, the Springbrook fabric, is on sale in the patchwork section of your website at a bigger discount. Oh, yes. I think I put it 25% off.
Better take a close look.
Better take a close look at these. So when these are gone, they're gone. And there's still some really good ones. The diagonal stripe is great for bindings. This would make a beautiful back, a lot of beautiful backs. This would be a beautiful back on the new line of fabric. So lots of great fabrics left. The little bees are adorable. I do like the little labels. Those are very sweet, and there's still some cute florals left. So really sweet, 25% off, already marked down in the Patchwork Party section of our website. So grab those up while you can. And then these are also, of course, in the Patchwork Party section of our website marked down. Now, one of the projects that we did out of the Springbrook was this cute little pinwheel wall quilt. And it is 38 by 38, and I have one kit left. So this is a super deal for this. This kit was $43.99. It's on sale tonight in the Patchwork Party section of the website for $25. Once this sells, you can get the wall sample already made up for, what was it, $55. So these two are super price, all ready to go in the Patchwork Party section of the website. First come, first serve. There's one of these and one of these. So $25 for your kit makes this really cute project. It has everything you need. I think you have to add your back, which is also on sale back here. And I can see from the back here that I had enough of the fabrics, that I used some of the fabrics to incorporate on my back and make a scrappy back on the back of this project as well. So really sweet, fun project. And on sale tonight, Patchwork Party section of the website. So let me show you one of the projects that I worked on over the week. Actually, last night. I made this pillow last night. I went home and I made all these hexagons and I sewed them together. Are you impressed? Yes? Well, don't be, because I cheated. Check this out, girls. So this is my pillow. This, ta-da, is the fabric. So this is 60 wide. Look at the beautiful back this would make. Oh my gosh. So it's not 108, it's 60 wide. Really cute. And I used this, so when I made this, I used about 2/3 of a yard. This is an 18-inch pillow, so you can make any pillow size that you want. I simply took and I stitched, I layered this, and I'll show you in a second. I put batting underneath, and then I just put some muslin underneath, and I quilted all around these little hexagons. Just stitched all around these. Doesn't take a whole lot of time, but it takes a while. Isn't it cute? And then I added the little piping, and I'm going to show you how to do piping tonight. And I'm going to show you. So, and one of the things that always kind of freaks people out about piping is what happens when you have to connect your two sides of piping. And this is where my piping connects right here. Right there.
Where?
Right there.
Where?
And I'm going to show you how to do that.
Where?
And I know, you can't even tell. I know, I'm so proud. But I'm going to show you how easy that is to do, and you can do that. So I used the little multi-stripe, wherever that is, down here, right down here, as my piping, and I got about 2/3 of a yard. If you got 2/3 of a yard, or yes, 2/3 of a yard of the hexagon fabric, you can make 2 pillows. Okay, 3/8 of a yard, I should say, of fabric to make your piping. And then I got a yard to make my back. And I quilted up my back. I like to have a little quilted back. It's just the plain envelope back on this, and I quilt this up. It gives your pillow a lot of stability. Again, this is an 18-inch pillow. So cute, so much fun to do, and it'll look so cute with that quilt back there. Check that out, so cute. The two of them together. Can you see the two together? Yeah. It'll be fun, really fun on a bed or on the couch or wherever. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. Stay. There it goes. A little bit about how to do that piping, because piping kind of scares people, and it shouldn't, because it's super easy to do. So here's my piping. I cut a 2-inch strip of fabric, and I actually cut, to get around the pillow, I think I cut 2 strips and sewed 2 strips together. On this one, because it's a stripe and I kind of wanted to match up my stripes, I didn't kind of miter my piping like piping strips like I would a binding. I sewed them straight so that my stripes would keep going along. Because if you kind of do it like a miter kind of thing, you're going to have a hard time getting that to line up. So why hurt yourself? You know, just sew your seams together straight. I pressed my seams open, so I had a nice flat seam as I was making my piping. So we have this really cool tool. It's called the hot piping tool. I think I've showed this to you before. If you've got this, pull it out, dust it off, because you're going to use it. It's fast, easy to use, and it makes piping so easy to do. If you don't have it, why not? It is in the Patchwork Party section of the website, and it is discounted for you this week. So grab a 2-inch strip of fabric, and I did go to my ironing board and I kind of pressed it in half. A lot of times I don't, because I'm just lazy, and it really sews together pretty quickly. But I just folded it in half lengthwise after I sewed my strips together. Then in the hot piping kit, you will get a book that tells you how to do different types of piping and bindings and things like that using the hot piping tool, some cording. You don't want to use string. You want to make sure that you use a cording. This is kind of a nylon cording. You know, don't pull string out of your cupboard because a lot of times it's cotton. So when you wash that, it's going to shrink all up. This will not shrink up. Alrighty? So I used this, and then...
Jill just posted the link.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Jill. And then this is the Grooven piping trim tool. I'm going to put down. You want it all the way down? Okay, the thing that I want to point out on this is that on this tool, you have two little grooves. And after I sew my piping, and I'll talk about that in a second, I'm going to trim this down, and my piping is going to run right along this little tube. And I'm going to show you how important that is. And then there's another groove over here, and my piping will run right along this groove as well. This groove, from where the groove is to the end of the tool, this is 1/4 of an inch. On this side, from the piping,
On that side.
from the piping where your piping lays to the edge of the tool is 1/4 of an inch. On this side, where your piping is going to lay to the edge of the tool is 1/2 an inch. So it just depends on what size seam that you're going to be sewing as you sew your piping on. So I put my zipper foot on my machine, and I laid my piping right along inside my strip and started to sew. And I just kind of nudged my zipper foot right up along the piping and stitched along. And you can see that this is pretty wide as we go along. So I want to cut this down so that from my stitching line, if you can see my stitching line, to the edge of the fabric will be 1/4 of an inch, because that's the seam I'm going to sew. So that's why this is so great, because now I'm going to lay my fabric strip down, lay the piping tool right along my piping strip, you know, my little piece of piping.
In that groove.
Right on that groove. You can see how it's just going to slide along. And as I trim here, it's going to give me a perfect 1/4 of an inch from there to my piping.
Wow, that's cool.
Isn't that cool? If I use the other side, I would have 1/2 an inch here. Ta-da! And I'm going to keep going right straight along as I go all the way down. And it's that easy to cut your piping after you've sewn it on. So now I can line that up with the edge of my pillow and the edge of my fabric in a table runner. I'll have to do a table runner to show you how to put it in with your binding on a table runner, because it's so cute when you do that. So that's all there is to it. It makes it that easy to trim down that piping so that it will have 1/4 of an inch. And then as I stitch, I'll put the side of my zipper foot again and stitch up closer to that little binding or my little piping strip. You can see my stitching is kind of, is kind of down here. Next time when I stitch, I will stitch closer so that I'll have that 1/4 of an inch from right here to the edge of my fabric, and my stitch will be much closer to my binding or my piping strip. Does that all make sense? Any questions on that, girls?
It's a couple that's really cool comments.
It is really cool. Okay, so now I'm sewing this onto my pillow. I'm going around the corners. Everything's going great. But now I'm at the point where I have to connect these two. And how is that going to happen so that it looks really pretty and very nice and smooth? So kind of like when you're sewing a binding on, you start kind of here and leave yourself a nice tail of binding here, and you leave yourself a nice long tail of binding here. You're going to do the same thing with your piping. This time, when you do this, you're going to cut one end straight, and my piping on the inside, my little piping string goes right up to the edge of that. On the other side, I took and I unstitched my piping. Okay, so this is sewn. I unstitched it's about 2 inches, a good 2 inches. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to trim, and it's going to depend like how you're going to butt your two pieces of piping together. So say it's going to come this close, so that when they lay straight together, my piping is going to touch here and here on what I've sewn together. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to come, and now you have a longer strip of fabric right here. You will take and flip this little piece of fabric over. I'll give it a little press.
You do that.
Yep, that helps. And then it's just going to fold over the top of the other piping, so that this piping, my piping ends here, and it's touching my other piping there, and this folds right over the top of the other piping. So you're overlapping this folded edge over your over the other side of the piping. So this will line up right there, just like that. Here's my little like folded over hem, so to speak, and that folds over the top. And then you'll come along and just stitch close with your zipper foot, and it just stitches it so you can't even tell that there's a seam there. Pretty easy, right?
Yeah. Somebody has a question.
Yes.
Does grooving piping trim tool come with the booklet?
Yes. So in the little pack, you'll get your cording, you'll get this booklet, and I think there is a website with other videos on how to do piping and some other ideas that she has on how to use the piping tool and different types of piping in your borders and things like that. So she shows different things with that and the hot piping tool. So you get all of this together.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's a really good tool to have to do piping. And it's so simple. So this video is going to be online, and it'll be in YouTube. And I don't know what's beeping. There's a truck outside. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Oh, it's the fire department. Oh, good. We're going to have some excitement. And the police. Okay. We are not on fire. Well, we are on fire here tonight. We are hot, hot, hot with our piping hot binding tool. So we're good. They're not coming over here. They're going to the bar.
They're going. Wonder why.
Huh. Hey, it's going to be really. If it gets really exciting, we'll keep taping and we'll go outside next door. But that's the hot piping tool.
Somebody asked, will the cording stay put if not attached?
Well, the cording. There's a thing. He's got like a thing on that corner that might be going off. Can you guys hear that? We're going to put that. Joe's going to put this down, and I'm going to keep talking. So,
Hang on a sec.
there we go. Are we good? Hi. There's something beeping over there. Joe's going to disconnect it. I don't know. So, yes, the piping will stay inside this your little binding, so to speak, while you're stitching it. Yep, he just unplugged something. We don't know what it is, but it's unplugged now. It's probably the fire alarm. No, it's not. So does that answer your question? Does that make sense?
Somebody said, hey, firemen and police get thirsty too.
Yeah, they do. That's probably why they're there. Don't know. But so that's kind of my story on piping. Sound good? Any questions? Yeah. So we're going to move on and we're going to move on. Okay. So I'm going to show you another line of fabric, and then I'm going to show you another little demo, and we'll be good. Huh? Okay. So this line of fabric, and we lost, oh, Joe dropped it. Okay, this line of fabric just came in from Moda 2. It's called ABC XYZ, and it's for kids. This is the cutest little book panel. We have not had a chance to make it. We will have it, and we will have it made for Patchwork Party on our next Patchwork Party, which is Monday, October 10th, I believe it is. But let me tell you a little bit about this panel. So there's a lot of stuff on this panel. It's a book. As I said, I think it has all of the alphabet letters on it, or many of them. And in some spots, there's going to be these little panels, and you can see where it says T is for, and then it has turtle. So what you're going to do is sew these together, wrong sides together, and you're going to find the picture where the turtle is, wherever the turtle is. W, where are we? G, S, here we go. And when you get to the turtle and you're sewing your book together, you can see that there's a little line here. So you will stitch that on, and then when you get to that part in the book, it will say T is for, and then you flip that little thing up and it'll say turtle, and it'll show the picture of the turtle. Isn't that cute? I think it's the cutest thing. So it's doing that with a whole bunch of different animals. So you can see where there's Z, and M is for monkey, C is for cat. So all of those will flip up and then show the animal underneath in the book. The other thing that is on this little panel, which is adorable as well, I think, are some little finger puppets. So finger puppets will be really cute. And these little stripy things are handles for the book. So it all closes up. It's going to be so cute. We can't wait to make it. We just haven't had time. It just came in. But I had to show it to you. And it has great the new mom colors. You know, it's not that pastel-y color and little kids' colors. So it's really cute. I thought the animals were very cute. And just a really fun book panel with animals. So lots of fun. All the instructions are right over here. So step-by-step instructions to make your book happen. Yeah, so it's all right there. And don't forget, we have the little scrunchy stuff that goes in to make the book make noise. And then we have the fabrics that go with. So you could make a little quilt that goes with it. And Joe will look up close. There's a really nice couple animal panels with alphabets and animals. Yeah, very cool. Alphabets.
You want to pull that out?
The alphabet one? There's the alphabet one.
Looks like a word find.
I know, it's a puzzle. There's little ones with puzzle pieces. Then little ones with like an abacus.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool. The colors are just really sharp. And then again, think of like 3-yard quilt patterns for this. Really fun and simple. Big black animals with, do they have the alphabet on them? Yes, the alphabet and the animals in different colors. Not so boyish, girlish kind of things, but really cute. And then this one has like little building block houses on. So different colors with little building block houses. So I'll let Joe kind of show that again. My shoes match. My shoes match our new fabric. That's why I'm warm. I have to have sunshiny, happy shoes with our happy fabric. So really, really sweet line of fabric. Again, 3-yard quilt patterns, perfect for kids, and the great book project. So it'll be fun to show you that on October 10th at Patchwork Party. Let me show you our last little project for today. Today we're going to make these little, not little, but these little placemats. Cute little mitered cornered placemats. Very sweet, very fast and easy to make. You can whip these out in no time. You can use scraps of holiday fabrics. You certainly could get some of the brand new fabric and make some pretty placemats with these. You can do just about any size, but let me tell you how it all goes together. I'm going to move this out of the way so Joe can see really well. There's an instruction book, or a book, not a book, it's just one page instruction book. It's in the Patchwork Party section of our website. So this gives you all the instructions on how to make those placemats. The instructions gives you enough fabric to make one placemat. So if you wanted to make 2 placemats, you need a ½ yard of each fabric to make 2 placemats. Alrighty? The first step in making this cute little mitered, are you afraid of that mitered corner? It's freaking you out. Joe's like, It's freaking you out already, isn't it? Don't worry. These are so fast and easy to make. You don't need a special mitered corner right there. Mitered. I know. Everybody's like shaking in their boots right now. Okay, step one, you're going to take a piece of fabric about 14 by 16 inches. I was going to say square, rectangle. A rectangle about 14 by 16 inches. This is bigger than what your placemat's going to be, as you can see, because you're going to, first step is to quilt it. So I took some batting. This is a great way to use scrap batting. This could be a great trivet for the center of your table. Put some Insulbrite in there and it's good to go. Some Insulbrite and some cotton batting and it can be a trivet on your table. Or a placemat, whatever works for you. So about, I said 14 by 16 inch rectangle of fabric. Quilt it any way you want. On this one, and Joe can kind of look up close, I did a straight line and a diagonal line to kind of give it a cute little kind of diamondy effect. And to do that, I took my ruler and I used the 45-degree angle on my ruler to make my angled cut. So I line up the 45 with the edge of my fabric, and then with my Frixion pen, I drew lines. I drew lines every 2 inches apart. Okay? Then I went over and I stitched them. Then I came back, gave it a nice press with my iron, got rid of the lines, got everything nice and straight, and then I drew straight lines going up and down across, so you can see them right here, at 2 inches apart. Nice. To make that super simple. Think about embroidery. On your embroidery machine, you could embroider something in the center of this and then make a placemat. You could use some of your ruler work rulers. Remember those? This is a great way to practice doing some ruler work on the placemats to give it, just make it look more fancy. This one, I don't know if Joe if you can really see it. This one, I used one of my decorative stitches on my sewing machine. And again, I drew diagonal lines using the 45 on my ruler, lined up the 45 along the straight edge of my fabric and drew lines every 2 inches, and then just used that serpentine stitch and went both directions diagonally on the little placemat. Isn't that sweet with those little flowers? I thought it was very pretty. Okay, then after I do that, I use my big ruler, and of course I didn't bring that, but that's okay. We're going to use the short ruler. We're going to trim this down to 12 by 16 inches. So that's going to be hard because I just have this little ruler. I usually use my big ruler, though my 12 and a half by 24 and a half, so that I can get for my 12 and a half to be super easy to get. But we're going to kind of come along and we're going to trim this down to 12 by 16. So I'm going to come along and just trim this straight. And you can see that having your big long ruler would make this a lot easier. But this will work. We can punt. So I'm going to make this 12 inches wide by 16. Really quick. And so you'll have some extra. The reason we do this, because you know when you quilt something, and the more quilting that you put on something, the more it shrinks up. So you don't want to start out with 12 by 16 at the beginning. You want to have it a little bit bigger so that when it shrinks up, you can cut it and square it up really nice. So I'm going to square this up, and I'm going to do something I never do. I'm going to use, I'm going to just trim this off about right here. So this is about 12 by 16. And this doesn't have to be exact. Whatever size you want this to be, that's the size you cut it down to. Okay? So about 12 by 16. After I do that, I'm going to kick my iron up, and I'm going to attach the back of my table topper to my backing fabric. So on this one, it's going to be this cute little flower. So pretty. So what I'm going to do is, this is a fat quarter. So this is 18 by half the width of the fabric. And what I want to do is make sure I have about 2 inches going, more than 2 inches, going all the way around this. Alrighty, so I kind of, you can measure it if you want. I'm not going to measure it because I know that I have about 2 inches on either side. I've got about 3 inches here. I've got, I'm going to slide this over just a little bit so that I don't end up using my salvage in there, and kind of get it on straight. You can measure it really specifically, and then I take it and I flip it over, and I use some of my bone ash, and I sprinkle some bone ash on here, halfway on this side. Get a little on here because I want to attach this to the back of my placemat so it doesn't move around as I'm working. Okay, do that. Alrighty, and then I just press. You can use steam, you don't have to use steam. I'm doing this kind of fast, but here we go. And this is going to attach my backing fabric to my placemat. And I always work from the fabric into the batting, because if I went from the other side, it's a little too thick for all the heat to get down in and attach that fabric to my backing. So now I have my fabric attached to the backing, and I'm going to come around. Now I'm going to trim all the way around this 2 inches. So pretty soon we're at the point, the really exciting point about this. So you can see how fast this is. It doesn't take long. So I'm just lining up my ruler and trimming this down to 2 inches. Okay. Flip it around and trimming this, lining up my 2-inch line with the edge of my placemat that I have trimmed down all nice and pretty and straight. And here again, I would use my bigger, longer ruler, so all I can do is just go all the way straight down. But that is back at the kit cutting table. And we're going to go around one more time. All the way around so that you're at 2 inches all the way around this. Okie doke. One more side. 2 inches.
Janine says hi.
Hi, Janine. How are ya? We're trimming down the backing on our table topper today. All right. It is going to be so pretty. All right. And this is so easy, you guys. So far, 1/2 yard of each fabric. Quilt up your center. Fuse on your backing. Trim all the way around to 2 inches going down. All the way around. Now, here's the trick. Joe's going to come in close because I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to make these corners miter in a few minutes. When you look at this ruler, you can see I have a 45-degree angle here and a 45-degree angle here, and what I call the little teepee up in this corner. Okay? I'm going to line this little corner up with the corner of my placemat that I have quilted, the center of my placemat. So you can see where this corner is right here. From this point, where my corner is, to the edge of this fabric, or to the edge of my ruler, is 1/4 of an inch. So I've got this all nicely lined up with that corner. Okay? You don't need special funky rulers. Any of the Creative Grid rulers, most of them now have this little teepee. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the little teepee. Then you're just going to trim right along that edge. I'm going to come back over here, do exactly the same thing on this side. Line up my 45-degree corner with the edge of my placemat. Trim again. Do the same thing over here. All 4 corners. Easy, right? You can do this, right? Yeah. You've got this. And just think of all the scraps of fabric that you have at home, leftover holiday fabrics or other fabrics that you've done, and you've got some sitting around. This is all it takes is a half a yard of each fabric. Okay, got that done. Now we're going to take this little cute little tool. And by the way, the 12 and a half by 6.5 rulers are in the Patchwork Party section of the website on sale. And now I've lost my little, here they are. I'm going to take my little hot ruler. We used our hot piping tool, used our hot ruler, and that's why the fire department came, because we are hot, hot, hot tonight. Okay, so our hot ruler, we're going to use this little hot ruler. This takes the place of that old-fashioned little, what did we call them? I was thinking about it today when I was doing this. Those little hem gauges. This takes the place of your old-fashioned hem gauge. On here, I'm looking for the half-inch mark, and you can see how clearly it is marked on this ruler. I'm going to take and I'm just going to fold my fabric so that it lines up with that half-inch mark, and I'm going to press. And I can press right on top of this hot ruler.
It won't melt?
It will not melt. It does not melt. And look at the beautiful, nice crease that I get in this. And I'm going to move it down a little bit farther and go all the way around all 4 sides. Okay? The hot, hot, hot ruler.
So that ruler is very thin.
It is pretty thin.
Yeah.
And it's made with non-melty stuff.
That's the technical.
That's the technical term for tonight, the non-melty hot stuff. And I'm going to go all the way around. This is the best little, like I said, instead of a hem gauge. So I'm going to do this all the way around.
Go fast.
Okay, Joe's like, go fast. He's getting hungry. I'm almost done. Any questions as I'm going along here, girls? Pretty simple, right? You can do this. And the instructions are on that little card that I showed you. They are in, the instruction sheet is like a $2.50 instruction sheet. So super simple. Fun to have in your little stash. This is even great for to help for the granddaughters to make, because you're mostly quilting and sewing straight lines. Okay, one more corner, or edge, or side, or whatever you want to call it. One more. Then the magic is going to happen. So you've got this all folded down. Okay? Now you're ready to make your mitered corners. The only thing you're going to do now is you're going to take it and you're going to take your back and you're going to fold it right sides together, just like this. And you're going to pin it so that your like your little folded edge here lines up, and you've got this little edge. Okay, do you want me to do this again?
Yeah, you're pulling
right here.
Yep.
And then I just folded it together, right sides together, lined up my little folded edge, and you're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch right here. You're going to do that, and you're going to go all the way around all 4 sides. Again, you're just going to fold this together, right sides together, line up your little folded edges, stitch 1/4 of an inch from this edge to this edge. Make sure that you back stitch at the beginning and the edge, because I did that once, and as I was folding it and popping it around, it was pulling apart, like especially on this edge. So make sure that you back stitch at the beginning and the edge 1/4 of an inch. Alrighty, all the way around, and you're going to end up with something that's going to look just like this. So you can see where I've folded and stitched. And I did that on all 4 corners. Now the magic happens. So I've done this on all 4 corners, and this is what it looks like. Okay, lay it down. You can see where I've done this is my 1/2 inch, where I folded my 1/2 inch. These are like my little mitered corners. I kind of took and I kind of clipped and dog-eared this corner, and then that made this spread out nice and flat as I pressed it. That way your corners will be really nice and flat. You won't have much bulk in these corners over here, because now you're going to turn it right side up. So now you're going to just, all you have to do is flip this forward. I know, this is cool, right? So cool. Yes, you have just mitered a corner. You have just sewn a mitered corner, and you didn't really even know it. You didn't use a special ruler. You used your regular ruler right there. And so now I'm just flipping this forward. Does that make sense, everybody?
I'm completely surprised.
I know. And it looks good, doesn't it? It looks really good. Check this out. Using my little point turner. Also in the Patchwork Party section of the website, because if you don't have one of these, this is one of the best point turners. I've tried them all. Love this one the most. Shout out if you've got one of these and love it, because they are great. So now I have it all turned, and all I have to do is come around and give this a press.
People are liking the demo, sweetheart.
I love this little project. I think it's just so fun. Think of all the things that you could do with this. You could make this long. You could do this with a table runner. I'll show you how to do a table runner next time. So you can make an easy mitered corner table runner. And look at how pretty this is. It just all folds nicely flat down around your table, your little placemat. You could do a little decorative stitch around here. You could add some piping, because you could do that. You could add a little piping around here. I should probably do that on this one and show it at Patchwork Party. I'll do that. I'll show you how to add the little piping on the inside of this one as we go. So now it's all pressed down, and you just come around it and stitch close to the edge. You could do a little decorative stitch around here if you wanted to. I just did a little straight stitch, and there's your little placemat.
Super cool.
Isn't that cool? I love this. I hope you do too. Give it a try. Give it a try. Again, here's the instruction sheet. It's called Easy Mitered Placemats. Instructions are all right here. Shows you how to do that little mitered corner. Easy peasy on our website tonight. How about that for a mini patchwork party?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions on anything I've showed you?
I think most of them have been answered.
Answered as we go along, and by the other girls. Good.
A lot of people love the point turner.
Love the point turner. This is an awesome thing too. If you don't have one of these, this is awesome. Bone ash is another staple to have in your.
Jill posted the hot ruler. A bunch of people said they like the hot ruler.
Yeah, the hot ruler is really cool.
It's super
hot, really cool. It's super hot, hot, hot. Absolutely. So yeah. So that's kind of all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember our hot, hot, hot deals on the. As I said that, we could hear the sirens going. Hot, hot, hot deals on the spring brook tonight and our new fabrics in the Patchwork Party section of our website.
Yeah, there was one question. A lot of people are saying, great show. Thank you, Karin.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, lots of people are saying that.
Great, thank you.
Kathleen asked, what is the size of the mini brick road table runner?
Mini brick road table runner is, let me pull out the pattern. It is 12.5 by 40.5. So it's a nice size. Very nice size. And you use 5-inch squares to make it. So you use a little charm pack. And you have a few left over, like I said, for the back. Anything else we can answer for you today? Don't forget to join us for Patchwork Party, October 10th. That's a Monday. We'll have our girls' weekend out the weekend before that. So hopefully I won't be too tired. But we'll have, I'm sure we'll have lots of stories from our trip. So
real quick, is that pattern online?
This pattern?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It should be in the Patchwork Party section of the website.
And what was it called?
Mini Brick Road.
Mini Brick Road.
Yep,
Okay.
on sale.
Yep.
Yeah, so grab one of these. These are great. I bet you have a charm pack at home. Even you could buy one of the pretty ones, but if you have a charm pack at home, that's all you need, and some backing and some binding, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
it's a great pattern. It's a great pattern if you haven't tried it.
On there, so.
It's on there.
Yep.
Anything else we can do for you girls tonight?
Everybody's saying Oslo bye-bye.
Okay, well, you guys have a good night. We're going to go next door to the bar and see what's on fire over there. Bet it's not as good as what's on fire over here. But have a great night, girls. We'll see you again, hopefully on the 10th, Monday the 10th at 6 o'clock. And have a great week. See you soon. Bye.